besides playing soccer, playing video games was really the only passion I had as a kid. Um, I really got involved with video games. I played it so many times as a kid that every single day I played it, I got a big old migraine and I couldn't play for the rest of the day. I got really, really involved because, well, as a kid, I had a huge imagination. Every time I watched a movie or every time I watched a cartoon, I really want to be with those characters. And video games was really the key for my little kid self to be with those characters and being able to control those characters and being in their worlds. It felt like I was like living in that world. I am very excited to share with you guys this top 10 nostalgic PlayStation games because these 10 games is really what gave me this passion to love video games. I really am excited to share this with you guys. Before I get into it, I just want to say that this is my personal opinion, and this is like, these 10 games are very, very special to me. If you disagree, I'm sorry, but this is my own opinion. These 10 games are in the list for a reason. I have spent many hours starting at 2 o'clock in the morning putting my list together. I had over 30 video games on my list, and to only cut it down to 10 was very hard. I was very sad about the other video games that I wasn't able to put on that top 10 list, but I think we got the list, and I am ready to go. So let's get into it. And just a reminder, these are just PlayStation games. If you guys start saying, hey, what about Mario Bros? Hey, what about Zelda? Hey, what about blah, 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 blah. Like, what about Final Fantasy? Like, I never played Final Fantasy as a kid, but like, this is just PlayStation games. So just keep that in mind as I go through the list. So to start off our list, we're going to go at number 10, SpiderMan. Not this one, but the one on the original PlayStation 1 SpiderMan. OG. I honestly love this game, and this game really gave me that love for Spider-Man. And ever since I played that game, Spider-Man has been my favorite superhero, and I think he always will be my favorite superhero. And like, every time I think about this game, I always have a specific memory in my mind. As a kid, of course, I'm a Spider-Man fan, and I want to be Spider-Man for Halloween. And sometimes I don't even wear the costume during Halloween. So one day I put on my costume, little 7-year-old Austin, just a little guy, you know, just trying to be Spider-Man. He's trying to climb walls, trying to shoot webs, but he can't. So he asks his mom, he's like, Mom, do you think one day my spider webs will come in? She said one day. Hasn't come yet, but one day. But yeah, like, I love this game to death. This game really gave me that love for Marvel and Spider-Man himself, and I really appreciate Sony for bringing back Spider-Man to the PS4. I love this game, my favorite Spider-Man game by far, and I think you guys all know this is the best Spider-Man game that's ever been created. And I really appreciate Sony for bringing this game back, and I think Lawson does too. All right, so number 9, we have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. This is definitely going to be on my top 10 list because I have played this game so many times. I don't know how many times I played it, countless times. And this is definitely one of those games that I got migraines from as a kid because for the amount of hours and hours that I put into it. It's kind of fun because I played it so many times, but I never completed the game. If you're not familiar with the story, it is about Ty. He's a Tasmanian tiger, and he has a family that, it's a great family, and what happens is that his family gets kidnapped, and so he's trying to find out where his family is at because they've been kidnapped by some sort of turkey peacock. I don't even remember the name. It's been about 12 years since I played the game, but you're trying to locate your family by using these thunder eggs, and you're trying to go to these different worlds. It's very similar to Spyro the Dragon, and which is probably one of the reasons why I loved it so much. It gives you that adventure, that thrill, and there's something that, I don't know, I love everything about it. Definitely on my top 10 list. All right, and I just recently found out that they have remastered Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, and they have put it into the PlayStation 4. And so after all those consecutive times playing that game and never completing it, I think it's time for me to play the game and actually finish it and fulfill little Austin's dreams. That sounds good. All right, so number 8 is going to be SSX Tricky. This is the second installment of the SSX series, and this is another game I played so many times, and you can, I don't even know, I can't even put into words how much I love this game, especially my main man Eddie Wachowski. He is voiced by David Arquette. You probably recognize him. He's the dad from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. He is probably the best character in that game. He's my personal favorite, and it's a snowboarding game. You go through different countries, racing against your friends and your enemies, and you're trying to get to that master level. And there's something very satisfying about getting to that master level and doing all these ultimate tricks and stuff like that. And that theme song, It's Tricky, oh, probably the best song in any video game I have ever played. Like, that song just gets in your head every time you get that trick boost, and he sings that song. Oh man, super nostalgic. Also, SSX Tricky is one of those games that I think Sony needs to remaster. They probably should just remaster the entire series, but if they can, I'm just saying, SSX Tricky, just give that one game out there, and I can assure you, it will be bought, and I will play it so many more times. All right, at number 7, we have Toy Story 2. Not the movie, just the game. Just remember that, it's the game. This is definitely a really nostalgic game. As a kid, I loved Toy Story. I still do. And in this game, you get to be Buzz Lightyear. I mean, which little kid does not want to be Buzz Lightyear, right? This game definitely takes place during Toy Story 2 when Woody gets kidnapped, and it's up to Buzz and his friends to go and rescue Woody. And so you're traveling through the entire city trying to find Woody, and you actually get to live like a little toy, and you get to see how big the world is compared to just a little action figure. It is definitely a great game for a little kid. And speaking of which, I am very excited to see Pixar's new movie Lightyear. Hopefully that comes to theaters instead of just Disney Plus, because I would really appreciate seeing that movie in the cinemas, and I think a lot of people would too. All right, and number 6, we have Crash Bash. Definitely gonna be on the list, because this is definitely a game that me and my brother both played so many times together. It's a party game. It has mini games just like Mario Party. It doesn't have as many mini games, but if you're a Crash Bandicoot fan, this is definitely a great game. It is the 5th installment of the Bandicoot series, and like you can be, I think there's about 12 characters you can be. I'm always gonna be Neo Cortex or Tiny the Tiger. I mean, like, I don't know, there's something very nostalgic about the beginning when the guy says, and then also when he says that you're so nostalgic. I mean, I love that. I get chills every time he says it. I mean, definitely, if they remastered this game too, oh my gosh. Like, they've already remastered the 3 original Crash Bandicoot games, and I would really appreciate it. Once again, if Sony can remaster Crash Bash, highly recommended. And oh man, just that, this is all nostalgic to me. I'm just very excited about talking about these games. That is it for part 1. I had to put this video into 2 parts, so hopefully you guys can watch the second part. Thanks for watching.